Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared and Bob. It's a Saturday matinee coming at you, and it's also probably the first time we've recorded in like 2 weeks, roughly.
I don't know. Whatever. Time is something.
Time doesn't make sense to me anymore either. So we had a couple well, not a couple of things, just one thing really that happened in between the last time we actually recorded and today. We went to Saratoga Springs in New York for my bachelor party. And overall, I would say it was a great time. The trend continued where I got way too fucking hammered on the first night and then wanted nothing to do with alcohol on the second day.
Yeah, well, I mean, people don't change.
No, not at all. But we played a couple rounds of golf. So Thursday, the first day we got there, we played at Saratoga National, which we had actually previewed on one of the shows. I forget which one it was. I don't know if it was the last one that aired or the one before. I don't know. Like I said, time doesn't make sense, but we did preview it on one of the episodes before we left. And it was probably, I would say, one of, if not the best like maintained course and well kept. I mean, it's up there with Newport National, right? Like and I haven't played the caliber of courses that you have.
Yeah.
But I would say Saratoga and Newport are probably the two nicest courses I've ever played. When it comes to like layout and also like how does it look. I might give Newport National a little bit of an edge just because it is kind of like right there on the ocean. And it does add like a little bit of a feel to it.
I thought you can't see the ocean. Wasn't that one of the things, like the fucking guy ahead of us in line was like, oh, can you see the ocean? And guy's like, no.
I think there's only like one hole you can like see it in the distance. But like, I don't know. Like I said, they were both pretty cool. But also probably the most difficult course I've played in my entire life.
Yeah.
I can't think of a harder course that I've ever played. And like I said, Newport wasn't easy, but like I don't remember getting absolutely fucking annihilated by Newport.
So
I actually think I played pretty well at Newport. Did I make a birdie? I might have.
Dude, I barely remember Newport National. You played it again, though. I only played it the once.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. I did play it twice.
So the big thing with Saratoga National, well, so in the way I would put it in the category of top daily fee course in a given state. So, Massachusetts, it's Pine Hills. Rhode Island, it's Newport National. Upstate New York is Saratoga. It is not a private course. It is not a professional or elite amateur course. So it's not Bethpage Black. It fits more of a premier daily fee golf course. And a couple of the things that made it so hard, and as I told you guys on the way up, I read half a book before we got there.
People forget.
I have since finished that book.
Ah, nice.
Which is The Four Foundations of Golf by John Sherman. So if you want to improve at the game of golf and you don't want to worry about technique or technical or what is my wrist doing or any of that bullshit, which I think most people don't need.
Right.
It's a really good book. Recommend. So one thing that he was talking about, and I was at work on this, so this was the Wednesday, and he was talking about like strategy and GPSing courses and all that crap. So I'm like, well, I'm sitting here. It's kind of loud in the gym. I don't feel like reading anymore. Let me GPS out Saratoga National. So from the tees. And again, I haven't, I've used Google Earth before to map out courses. Why the fuck I haven't used it for every course, I don't know. And it's fucking, I'm so fucking annoyed because the theme of my competitive events this year has been shit is happening in tournaments that just doesn't happen when I play regularly.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with strategy because I don't know the courses and I get myself into trouble and fairway bunkers. Like, I think that's part of my strategy, or I think strategy is a big part of the reason I'm struggling competitively this year. So I pulled up, I went onto Google Earth and pulled up Saratoga National, and I don't even know how many drivers I hit all day. 5. Like, I didn't hit that many drivers.
No, you didn't.
And I was hitting 5 irons, hybrids. I don't think I was teeing up any 6 irons or anything, but like even the par 5s, it was 5 iron, 7 iron wedge, or hybrid 7 iron wedge. Like I had the whole place mapped out. And the thing that I noticed off the GPS is where I would land a driver, there was generally always a hazard. And everything kind of pinches. Now, it doesn't just pinch with rough, it pinches with hazard, like high, swampy, meadowy hazard. So not only do you have bunkers all over the place, you have actual lateral hazards, red staked hazards everywhere. So there were a couple holes where it required you to hit 190 off the tee, 160 into the green, like things like that, which doesn't happen a ton. There was also a lot of forced carries. So par 3s were a little bit long, and you had to cover it over the hazard the whole way. And if you did cover the hazard, there was a bunker short of the green. So it's like with Saratoga National, it was a very targety course. And it was targety with hazards, not just trees. So if you were off or wayward, you weren't punching through trees, you were dropping. You were dead. And that's how it felt the whole time.
I lost 10 balls in that round. I haven't lost 10 balls in a round probably since early last year. Or maybe even the year before. Like, I truthfully don't remember the last time I've ever lost 10 balls in a round.
But that's why with like when we were sitting here talking and like because we were talking about the yardages and like the yardage gap was a little crazy because it was like 54 to 62 or 55 or 56. And it's like that's just a little short, but it's like that should have been the play the whole time. It should have been up a little bit because just looking at that slope rating, which we're not going to get into a whole slope rating talk, I saw that it was high. And like, I knew like with that much of a slope at that distance, it's like, this is going to be a fucking hard golf course. So that was probably a little bit poor planning, especially with especially because I did GPS the fucking thing. But at the same time, I didn't think much of it because from GPS, it's hard to see like where all like when you miss the fairway, you have a little bit of rough, but it's just, you can't tell that you're off the property.
That was also one of the first times I've played a course that had like legitimate, like sticky rough. So that's something that like I've heard, like when they talk on like PGA broadcast or whatever, they're like, oh, the rough is sticky. And I'm like, okay, I kind of get it, but I don't think I've ever experienced it. And that I experienced it there. It was like, if you were in the rough, it wasn't like you need to make good contact or you need to club up. It was like, you need to make good contact and also take 2 clubs more. Like the penalty for being in the rough was higher than I think any course I've ever played at. Like it was sticky. Like now I understand what that means when they say it on the broadcast.
So I will also just to like, so it wasn't Bermuda. Like, I don't know who's listening and if anyone knows that. Like, so Bermuda literally like if you like put your hand, like if you're chipping and you put your hands forward, so like what that's called like leading edge into the ground, and you like just try to chip like that, the club literally gets stuck if you're going into the green on Bermuda. That's why like people talk about bounce and all that crap. So this stuff, yeah, a little bit thick, a little bit stickier than like, you know, some of the stuff we play in normally. I don't know what it was. I'm not doing grass types, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Oh, it was Eastern Blue Fescue.
but that's where like, again, a little bit of strategy comes into play, because so if you take, oh geez, remember the disconnected par 5 that was like pretty long, we were smoking the cigars on?
Yep.
So the next hole was a par 4. It turned a little bit right, and me and you both drove over by the bunker on the left.
Yes.
So I tried to pull 7-iron and get it to the green, and all it did was fucking gobble my club up, and I ended up in the right bunker.
Yep.
So that's like a little bit of, again, knowing strategy and situational awareness, where the play was probably just to take a wedge, get as much loft on the fucking thing, hit it as close to the green as you can without bringing the bunker into play.
Right.
And then just trying to chip up and try to get up and down.
Yeah.
No, because if you lay it up and you get up and down, it's still par. Or
true. Yeah.
if you lay it up short and chip it on and 2-putt, it's a 5. Like, get out of there.
Right.
And yeah, like trying to get out of that. Like, that was like the one real shot that like I really struggled with. And it was just like, it fucking took my fucking 7-iron and threw it so fucking far to the right.
Yeah.
And short. It's like,
great.
Yeah, it was, what we're looking for.
It was tough. Like I said, it was probably one of, if not the hardest course I've ever played on. But Friday we played, and not just you and I, but I think all around the 4 of us, everyone played fucking pretty damn good. I made 2 birdies for the first time ever in a round, albeit one of them has an asterisk, but whatever. I don't care. I'm not good enough for that bullshit. We were fucking piping the ball. There was like a 4-hole stretch.
Yeah, it was the back
where every single one of us in the foursome hit it like a minimum of like 270.
Yeah, it was 10, 11, 13, 14. It was insane.
Yeah. It was wild.
I just really love that Vinny can go from barely making contact with the golf ball
to hitting it 300
barely
yards.
making it to now. Okay, so this hole is short, so it was 270. So the 10th hole at this course, it was Eagle Crest in Clifton Park, New York. So it was 270 in the middle of the green. Me and him both hit driver. We both hit it good, right in line with the green. Our balls ended up right next to each other, 33 yards long of the pin. So we both hit a drive, fucking 303.
Right.
Then the very next hole, I probably only tagged him by about, I don't know, 10 yards. So 260, 250, we're talking.
Yep.
And then he outdrove all of us after the par 3, the hole going out. He hit that one like 280.
Yep.
Then
there was one that he hit like 310. It might have been downhill.
So the 10th hole was that was 303. That's like that was the longest one of the day that I actually had an actual number on.
I could have also been a little off because I was just using my GPS like drop dot things.
Yeah.
So
because the 303 was downhill, a little bit downwind. So slightly downhill, not a lot. We weren't hitting off a cliff. Slightly downhill, slightly downwind, and we would be landing it close to, if not on the green. So that's why it ran out as far as it did, probably. And then the par 5 up the hill that no one knew was a par 5 except me.
Yeah.
Again, everyone fucking bombed it there too.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, it's fucking crazy that he can go from barely making contact to the ball to having an actual, real, legitimate performance of like zero handicap equivalent driving
Yeah, yeah,
on 4 straight driver holes.
right. Because
And
not
I'm
only
not fucking kidding. I am
not
not
only was
exaggerating
it
that number.
flirting with 300 yards, but it was dead fucking straight.
That's the thing. He hit 4 straight fairways, or except for the green that we both drove over.
Right.
And each drive was between 250 and 300 yards.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the average male drives the ball 2.25. No, that might be the average scratch golfer drives the ball 2.25. So if you hit a 250 to 300 yards in the fairway, you are gaining strokes on a zero handicap.
Right.
But as we start the round, we don't know if the ball's if he's even going to hit it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I have never ever seen such a dispersion in result in my entire life. Because like there's people who might like not hit the ball, and then when they do, it's like 2.25 slice, right rough. It's like,
Yeah.
no, this guy was either gonna miss or he was going to hit a remarkable drive. It was insane.
I mean, he also the distance he carries with his wedges is just unbeknownst.
No, so here's the issue, because I rode with him all day, so I knew his yardages, whatever. He can only take a full swing.
Right. Well, yeah.
So all of those wedges that they all went between 80 and 90 yards with a 60, which isn't crazy. But the problem is whether he had 90, 75, 60, 45, whatever yardage he had, he took a full swing with the club.
Yeah.
I even tried to trick him into not, and it didn't work. So,
well, there was the par 3 where he hit, granted it was downhill, but he hit a 56-degree wedge like 105 yards.
yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like I hit my 56. Like if I hit it good and it's a full swing, like 85 yards.
Yeah. So it's funny because what really determines like how far you hit a golf ball, there's a few things. Obviously, there's the raw physical ability to swing the club. So whatever your actual real like swing speed is, which for Vinny, his swing speed's probably always there because he always tries to hit it as hard as he can.
Yeah.
Whether he hits it or not's a different story, or whether he launches it 30 yards over the green, again, different story.
Right.
Now, and I'll tell Bill this, if you're listening, sometimes Bill stops swinging the club. And that's why like he'll hit a ball that might only go like 180 and right. But when he swings it, he hits it within like, because there was one where, I mean, he was down the left trees, but he was like 5 yards behind me.
Yeah.
And he actually swung that and it didn't go right. It actually kind of went straight and turned over. And then I think on the next hole, I think he hit another one off the center of the club face.
Yeah. But
he also like relaxed and just started swinging. Right. Now you can't, now it's hard to do that at Saratoga National when all you see is hazards, but whatever.
Right.
So like when Bill actually just swings, the swing speed is there. So Bill, that's your tip. Sometimes you stop swinging. You know, if you're listening. And then there's strike quality. So where you, and I threatened to stab you, I believe, for out driving me.
About three or four.
All
holes.
3 of you have the raw ability to swing the golf club harder than me. All of you, each and every one of you. You're all bigger than me. Like you guys all way more than me. You guys all have way more of a strength training background than me. Even Vinny, like even whatever the fuck he did in high school was good enough. Like I swear to God, it was good enough. So from a raw physical ability, strength and power ability, all of you should hit the ball further than me. The only reason I can hit the ball further than you guys is because I generally hit it close to the center of the club face. And that's why when you square one up, or if Vinny squares one up, it's probably going past me. So that's why, like, and that's like the funny thing to see by the 10th hole is like when you guys actually like unleashed on the ball, or actually it's not even unleashed because it's just when you guys actually hit it and actually
Right.
got like a little like warmed up and ready to go, like the ball goes.
Yeah, the front, we were battling crippling hangovers. Like it was bad when we pulled in. I mean, granted, we went to a diner, which in hindsight wasn't the greatest idea to eat a diner breakfast before, but
Yeah, I don't think that helped anyone.
yeah, but it was one of those like, I don't know, we're all fucking dead, we're hungover, we have to go golf. Like, let's just eat food and then go from there. The front, I played okay. I think that was the other thing too. I broke 90 for the first time ever. Like on a par 72 course. Like I said it to you, I've done it before at Chamawa, but Chamawa is like a par 68 or whatever it is. So, but the front was like a little bit of a struggle, I think, for most of us.
So I opened the front, birdie, and then from 80 yards, I bladed a wedge over the green. So I made double there.
Yeah.
And then I birdied the next. So even through 3.
With 2 birdies and a double.
And a skull fuck.
Yep. Yep.
And I parred the rest of the front.
Yeah.
No, I birdied. No, that's not true. That is not even fucking true. I bogeyed a par 3 with a very long putt. You and I were in similar spots. And then I birdied 9 because I hit 4-iron. I was even through the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a 3 putt, a bladed wedge, and 3 birdies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like I felt okay. I probably felt the best out of everybody. Not great, but
right.
Like my fucking head was pounding.
Again, the best out of all of us sets a pretty fucking low bar.
Yeah.
You know
and it's like,
it doesn't mean good.
Like, and I actually had like food and water with me.
Right. Right.
Like I actually ate my breakfast.
Yeah. Like, I took like 3 sips of my coffee and was like, I can't drink that.
I didn't even get
up.
one. I knew that wasn't going to work. I didn't even get a coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and the funny thing too is it's like the front wasn't like remarkably harder or easier. I don't think. I thought it was pretty straightforward all the way through.
Yeah. I would say.
Maybe the back's a little easier. I don't know. Like, so the back had 2 holes that were like 270 to the middle of the green. And they played differently, so it was a little like whatever. And you know, I drove over one and just short of the other. I was right next to you on that other one on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I made par on both of those. Like I drove it green side and made par on both. So it's like, yeah, okay, it's, you know, you get to drive it green side, but how good are you at hitting 35-yard pitch
right
into a green with a giant ridge and the pin is just over the ridge?
Yeah.
So it's like, even myself, I probably left it 10 feet short.
Yeah.
Missed the putt.
Well, that was the cool thing about that course, is that the layout wasn't overly difficult, but the greens kind of like made you think a little bit.
I think there was enough, like just enough there.
Yeah. Like it wasn't,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Like if the greens were all completely flat, then it would have been like, it would have been like, all right, like, yeah, whatever. But it was cool enough. Like they were just hard enough, like you said, to make it a pretty cool course and a pretty interesting round.
And actually it's funny because for just like a regular, I don't think it's municipal, but like just like a regular run-of-the-mill public golf course, there was like just enough like slope and ridges and stuff like that in the greens, but it was never like impossible to get the ball to the cup. So it's like, it's strange because sometimes you get like these ridges and you just know you can't stop it.
Yeah. Well, I was like at Saratoga National, the greens were like fucking lightning.
But they weren't that much faster than Eagle Crest. They were a little faster, but like again, they weren't crazy.
Yeah. There was a couple at Saratoga National that I remember like
So that's probably the
barely,
slopes.
barely like tapping it. And it was like 8 feet past the hole.
Right. That's where slope comes into play, though. Because if
Right.
we're talking like flat putt versus flat putt,
Right.
I didn't maybe like half a foot
Yeah.
or so.
Yeah.
But that's where
On the
the
stimp
issue
meter.
comes. Yeah. What do you think they were stimping at? I fucking hate stimp talk. But it's the slope. So it's like when you're putting downhill, it's like, yeah, good fucking luck.
Right. Right.
So yeah, somehow it blended to be a course where it's like there were ridges and shit to think about, but like it wasn't anything too fucking crazy. So I don't know how the fuck that happened.
Yeah. It made it fun. So like what I said to everyone too was like I got 2 totally different experiences, but both of them were still cool. Right? Like I got absolutely fucking bent over backwards at Saratoga National, but like it was a really fucking cool course to play on. And like in hindsight, my expectations should have been significantly lower. I went into that round, and I said that to you too. I went into that round like pretty confident in my game, like I had been playing really well, and then it just completely fell apart. Like I said, I lost 10 fucking balls. Like it was just bad. Like it went south pretty quick. And then obviously the mental aspect comes into it. So like it was like, that's what I mean. Like Thursday, I didn't play well, but the experience was really fucking cool. And then Friday, like the course obviously wasn't as nice, but like I played a lot fucking better and played really well. So that was fun. You know, like they were both fun in different ways.
I can just assure you that the nicer, more exclusive, more expensive, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
In my experience, outside of a couple, the more elite the golf course, the fucking harder it gets.
Yeah.
And so far for me, that's every fucking time.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes it's a Saratoga National situation where it's very targety, tons of hazards, whatever. Or sometimes it's a myopia hunt issue where it's like, hey, here's a blind shot. And if you don't put it in the right spot, you'll never find that ball. It's like, great, cool.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how's a 230-yard par 3 sound? Good. And 3 holes later, how's a 235-yard par 4 sound? It's like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, why is this place the biggest mind fuck ever?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's like the events I play. The harder, the nicer or more elite or whatever the course, the harder it's been every fucking time.
Right. Yeah.
Now, there'll obviously be some exceptions, and why a golf course is hard versus why it's not is always different. So like at Harmon's hard, but that's because it's short and there's nowhere to miss. Like you cannot miss. But if you can keep the ball in front of you, not a hard golf course. So like that's like a fringe one that probably doesn't fit my rule, but
yeah.
Yeah, for like my events, like if Myopia and Wannamoisa are the 2 nicest courses, well, they're also the 2 hardest courses I'll play this year.
Yeah, that's true.
What was the one I played up in Topsfield? Ferncroft. That was fucking hard.
Yeah. So I was going to say, where does Saratoga National rank? Is it like top 5 hardest, top 10? Because I know you've played a lot of.
Yeah. So
without getting to the nitty gritty.
So I really, really don't want this to sound disparaging, but it's not high on my nice or hard golf courses. Now, that is only because of my scale. Right. So if I try to make all things equal, I think it's harder than either Pine Hills course. So I would say conditions are similar to either Pine Hills course, Newport National, Granite Links. And do I have another kind of in that realm?
I've still never played Granite Links.
Don't. Yeah. It's not fucking.
Isn't it like $200?
Dude, it's I'll get to, give me a second.
Yeah.
I'll get to Granite Links just so we're all fucking clear.
Yeah.
I thought it was harder than either Pine Hills and Newport National, even though I don't remember much. all the conditions are very, very similar. I'm trying to fucking think. Where the fuck else? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't think of what else would be in that sort of realm. Because it's almost like resort courses. Like, I haven't been to Ocean's Edge down the Cape, so I feel like that would be similar. Whatever.
Mhm.
Savannah. It's
Okay.
similar conditions to Savannah as well. That's another resort course.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of in all that like touristy daily fee, upper like premier daily fee, like all like it's very on par with all of those.
Right.
Layout wise, I thought it was good layout wise. Like, I thought, like, looking back on some of the holes was pretty cool. Like, from the tee ball, like, I don't know. Sometimes you got to do that to like when you look back on holes, sometimes they look a lot different or better. I don't know why that is. And I don't know why I like noticed that. I don't know. Cause sometimes from the tee, it just looks dumb. And maybe it's because you're hitting the tee shot. So all you see is
the landing area.
Or so this was like some of the mental golf type stuff. Like, all I see is the trouble.
Right.
I have to rein that in. But then it's like when I'm after the hole looking back and it's like, oh wow, this is like really cool. Whatever. I thought layout was pretty cool. I thought there was enough shots. I thought by doing the GPSing, like, I hit a few 5 irons off tees. I hit a few 6 irons off tees. Like, I hit a few drivers. So it's like, if you want like club variety, it was there. Difficulty. If we're comparing apples to apples, it was probably as hard. It was probably as hard as Granite Links, but I also think Granite Links is fucking stupid. I think it was harder than either Pine Hills or Newport National or Savannah Harbor. The club is Savannah Harbor. That's what we played.
Yeah.
So I thought it was harder than those 4. And it's probably equal to Granite Links. Why I don't like Granite Links. And now maybe, I don't know, maybe I got a GPS that place and I haven't played there in a while. I don't know if I'm playing this October. It's unclear. I thought I was, but I'm not sure now. If I do go back, I will be GPSing it and seeing if there's something I'm missing, but it felt like every time. So Granite Links felt like every time I played from, whatever my appropriate yardage is, it felt like all of the long holes played slightly uphill, slightly blind with the wind in the face. And all the short holes played downhill, maybe downwind. But you could at least see everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, how did this happen in this layout where the hard holes in the trouble in the length, they're all uphill and blind? Now, I've only played 2 of the 9s and one, I believe, I don't know if they rotate the member 9s. I don't know how it works over there.
Yeah.
But if anyone's 27. Played, but it's 27. So if anyone's played Granite Links and knows what I'm talking about, there's the Granite 9, which starts with like, you hit a shot and you can't see, but there's a fucking canyon that you can hit into if you hit driver. So you got to lay it short, but you don't know that unless someone tells you. And then there's like a layup spot that's also surrounded by canyons. It's like, it's so fucking weird. This hole. And it's the first hole on the Granite 9, I believe.
Yeah.
And then there's the other 9 that you have to drive away from the parking lot and past the driving range. And it runs along the driveway in, whatever 9 that is. Those are the only 2 I've played. So you play like on the whatever that other 9 is, not the Granite, and anyone who's listening will know. Starts with a par 5, no problem. Second hole, all carry, par 3. I believe it plays over 2 bills, and I've played it both times with wind in the face.
Good.
So it's all carry. At best, you leave it in the bunker short of the green. It's like 6, and now I got this bunker shot, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all I remember is just like 2 of the holes are like uphill, blind, long, but then it's like shorter holes are downhill, or the par 3s are downhill. I don't know. So I like, I've talked to a lot of people about it, and anyone that's played like a few of the courses, like in the state that are like halfway decent, no one seems to like Granite Links. It's too goofy. It's really fucking hard. Like, you got blind shots, you got wind. It's just a very, very unenjoyable round of golf. And then there's the cost.
Yeah. So like for me,
You would not like that place.
well, not only that, but like this has nothing to do with golf in general, but this is just me being kind of half retarded. I look at a place being like, if I'm going to pay $200 for a round of golf in Quincy. No, I don't think so.
Now,
like like, again, it's completely unreasonable. But like, knowing the city of Quincy, I'm like, that place kind of sucks. Like, I'm not gonna fucking pay $200 to play a round of golf there.
And I think it's up close up to $2 now.
Yeah.
When it was $150 on the weekends with a cart in the range.
Right.
I think the range is included. I don't know. I used to play with a kid on the grounds crew that we used to work with at CISO.
Yeah.
So, but now I think it's probably close to $2. And I'm like, again, I have access to these places, but I'm going to play privates for less than $2. Way nicer courses.
Right.
Or like right around that $200 range. A way better golf course.
Right. Right.
Like, I think I played $100 to play Plymouth Country Club, and that is a hell of a lot nicer. Now, so Plymouth Country Club is a really fucking hard course, and it's nice, and the greens are fucking unbelievable. Like, they're so fucking fast, and it's like $100. It's like, would I rather play there twice, or would I rather play Granite once?
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
And I'd actually rather play Plymouth 4 times, spend the $400, and not spend the $200 at Granite. So
yeah, well, I would look at the same like Shaker Hills that I played in Harvard a couple weeks ago. It was $88.
Yeah,
like that's probably for the money. For the money, that might be the nicest course I played. That's under $100.
So yeah, if we're talking value, that's probably one of the better ones.
Yeah,
and like that so like Shaker is like so close to being in that like premier daily fee, but it's like just below.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like replicate those conditions like outside of a private. But even like, and like, don't get me wrong, like some privates are not that good either. Like so even like my course right now, it's in tough shape, but like you wouldn't come to play at my course and go, wow, what great conditions. You would be like, okay, this is better than public. I recognize that. I see that.
Right.
But then if we went and played, like even like a top 200 in the country, you would immediately notice a big difference.
Right. Right.
So yeah, fuck Granite Links.
Yeah. Yeah. So then Saturday we went to the racetrack. We lost everything, and we are absolutely retarded and couldn't figure out how to place bets.
Okay.
So that was fun.
So the way this goes. So Nikos drops me off at the racetrack.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, let me get in. Let me figure this shit out. So I go over to the machine, to the kiosk, put my money in, and it goes, all right, select track. And there's nothing on the screen. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck do I select the track? So I'm like, I'm hitting every button, and it just keeps saying missing track, missing track, missing track, missing track. I'm like, what the fuck? So like I hit the thing, return bounce. I got a voucher, $20. So that's like about when you guys got there, which now I'm going to make fun of all of you because you guys all showed up to a racetrack without cash. That was funny to me.
Yeah.
And only because I knew it was going to happen, but whatever. Yeah. So you go to a racetrack without cash. So now we got to do the ATM thing. Now, as we're in line for the ATM and as you guys got there, everyone's like, all right, Bob, like you got to place bets for me. I'm like, I don't know how to do it. I need help.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, what do we do? And I'm like, what do we, I'm like, God. And then, so it's like, I'm trying to grab people. I go, can any of you just fucking come over here with me? And like, I couldn't get anyone's attention for more than fucking 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't figure this out. It's like, oh, that doesn't make sense. And people would walk away from me. I'm like, I know, I asked you for fucking help. Like, help me. I can't figure this shit out. So whatever. Eventually some people wander off. Because the other thing too is I didn't want to go to the cashier because I don't know how to place horse bets. I don't know if you do it verbally. I don't know if you need a slip. I don't know the right wordage. I don't know anything.
Right.
So I don't want to wait in line for a cashier to get there and to like say it wrong and be the fucking asshole at the counter that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
I know what horse, I know what race, and I know what I want to bet, but I don't know if there's like a right way, wrong way. Like, I don't know. And I'm not willing to wait in line and waste everyone's time and get up to the counter and then be like, no, fuck off. Now, I don't think that's how it went, but that was one of my things. Especially because like when you go to a sports book, you're not supposed to walk up there and be like, oh, give me the Spurs -4. It's like, no, can I get the spread on 130? They punch in the 130, the game pops up. Hey, is this correct? Yep, print the slip. Like there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. So I wanted to avoid the wrong way.
Right. It happens all the time, inevitably, because they'll be like, oh, give me the Spurs -4. And the cashier will be like, what's the number?
Yeah.
And people are like,
and they don't know the number. And then everyone in line is sitting there fucking shaking and tweaking. Like they need to get their bets in. And there's only 5 more minutes until tip off. Like whatever.
It's like, no, give me the under on 58.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You just give it, or like 10, right? Or like, give me $10 on the under and number 58.
Yeah. That's I also knew we had time because the post time wasn't until 4:30 and it was like 3:45 or something. I don't know. I could be making up times, but like I knew I had some time. So I'm like, I don't have to go to the cashier. Never mind. A race is about to go off because it's like every 30 minutes. So I'm going to be sitting there fumbling around trying to get the fucking 8th and 9th races when 6 just finished and 7 is about to go off.
Right.
So never mind. Yeah, whatever. So whatever. Like a couple people walk away and I'm like flipping out. And so Bill goes, well, I'll just go play stupid. So he like wanders around, finds some fucking old ass degenerate, whatever. And Bill's just like, hey, I'm trying to place a bet on a horse. I just can't figure out the machines. Guy's like, all right, I'll show you. So the machine that I was putting money into it's like the money machine. That's all it does. Right. So actually, I technically did step 1 correctly. I just didn't know there was a step 2.
Yes.
Because you had to put your money in one machine
to
get your slip.
Yep.
And then you put the slip in another machine
and
to place your bet.
Make a bet. Yeah. You can't place a bet with cash directly into the machine.
Correct. So the betting machines don't accept cash and the cash machines don't accept money. Now, this is not clear anywhere.
Yeah. No.
And that's the only thing that, like, if I was to like really criticize all of the gambling industry, a lot of it's like unwritten rules and word of mouth and old language and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like if you literally just put
something up a fucking sign.
Like if you put up a sign that said, put cash in this machine.
Yeah.
Put vouchers in this machine. I probably could have figured that out.
Or have like a big sign on the fucking columns when you walk in that
how to place a bet
that lays out the process. And then you have just signs over the machines that say, these are the cash machines. And then on the other side, these are the betting machines. Like you lay out the process on a poster somewhere, and then you just have the signs to identify which machines are which.
Especially at a track like Saratoga, that's going to attract a ton of tourists. So whatever.
Right. Because we weren't the only ones that couldn't figure it out. I saw a lot of people.
A lot of people couldn't figure it out.
They couldn't figure it out.
So whatever. Now, had we waited in line for the cashier, and had we decided that we'll just play stupid, and had we gotten to the counter, the first horse got scratched anyway.
Yeah.
So I would have been sitting there at the cashier after waiting in line, not knowing what I'm talking about, going, hey, give me the 8 on 8 on race 8. And they're like, oh, that horse got scratched. And then I would just sat there like,
you just be like, shit, I don't know what to do.
I'm like, all right, well, give me the 8th on 9. And it's like, okay. And now it's like, well, what the fuck am I going to bet on 8?
Right.
So like having the kiosk and having the screen, it allows me to like do and whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, horse racing's weird. Like, there's something about a $2 bet that, like, a standard bet in horse racing is like $2.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, if you do a $2 this is the payoff. And I'm like, why? Why is this the thing? Like, I just don't get it. Why is this the thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I understand now sports betting $100 is the like not base unit, but that's how that's how American odds are calculated.
Right.
But at least 100 is a easy math number.
Right.
When you say horse number 1 on the exacta pays 41.52 on a $2 bet, it's like, hold on, that's $2,051 per dollar spent.
Yeah. It's like what the fuck are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know. So once we figured out how to lose our money, we lost our money.
Promptly lost our money, except for Bill. Well, I think Bill still finished in the
he
negative.
He didn't end up winning.
He won.
Anything.
I thought he won $20.
Oh, I mean, well,
he was still negative on the day.
Oh, I was gonna say I hit a bet, but I didn't win any money.
Right. Yeah.
Because I hit. So in the 8th race that I won my 8 that got scratched, I picked a random horse to win and to show. Is show top 3?
Yes. Win, place, show.
So I took the horse to win and to show, and it showed. So I took that ticket, put it in the ticket machine, and lost it when number 7 on the 10th race didn't win, finished second, of course.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, I hit a bet at the horse race, but I did not win any money.
Yeah. None of us.
You know, like I come back to, it's like, oh, I win anything? Nah, I don't know. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who the fuck ever goes gambling and more often than not wins?
Right.
How that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Sports betting, sure, but like going to a casino or a horse track?
No, there's people just don't understand how betting works.
But this is people who also bet.
I say it all the time too. The lights have never turned off on Vegas. You know what I mean? The places in Vegas never struggle to pay their bills. Like the amount of people that go out, you don't win.
And it's like again, not to toot my own horn here, but it's like I had a winning football season last year.
Yeah.
But that's over the course of the year.
Right.
I don't even know how many bets I placed last year. I'd have to go check the Action Network, but that's over the year, not the day. I don't bet horses.
Yeah.
I picked a horse at random and it showed.
Yeah. Well, I was
because my info from the guy that actually handicaps the horses,
right?
That one got scratched. So here I am at a horse race, planning to bet the race, and I don't have a horse anymore.
Yeah.
We were on a bachelor party, and I don't handicap horses. I just told you I couldn't figure out the machines, and oh, you didn't win any money?
Yeah.
I barely figured out how to give it to him.
Yeah, I know. It took us a half hour just to figure out how to lose the money.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. You didn't win.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about Saratoga that I noticed was that the Uber drivers are the creepiest fucking people in the entire world. I don't think there was one Uber that I was in where I was not at least uncomfortable for a couple seconds. So one of them in particular was, you ordered it. It picked us up to go to the track, I think.
No, it was the first night to go downtown.
The first night
to the Bourbon Room.
Yeah. And for anyone that still has no idea how Uber works, for safety procedures, they give you the person's name, the driver's name that's coming to pick you up. They give you the make, model, and color of the car, and they also give you the license plate. And they also give you a little prompt, they ping you on the Uber app that says, make sure you check the license plate before you get in the car. And so we had to order 2 Ubers to get all of us downtown. So you and I get in your Uber, And the car that pulls up did not match the description on the
Nope.
car. It was supposed to be like a Hyundai or something.
It doesn't matter. It was
and
just
it
the
was
wrong car.
It was a Mercedes. And then the license plate did not match.
Yeah, black Hyundai with this license plate. How about a green Mercedes with a different license plate?
Yeah, so we were like, "Are you our Uber driver?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah." And then we get in, and he goes, "Oh, you're going downtown, huh?" And we're like, "Yep, you can see our GPS location. That's where we requested to get dropped off. Yep, that is it." And then he kept talking about like, "Oh yeah, no, great spot for women. Yeah, all the young." He said young girls at one point, and I was like, "Whoa, buddy,
Yeah, dude, stop.
like, what the fuck are you talking about?" And then the window, like the back. So I sat on the driver's side in the back seat, and the window was halfway down, and I tried to roll up the window, and it was just wouldn't go up. Like it was just broken. Like it was stuck like half down. Like it wouldn't go up, wouldn't go down. Like it was just open.
I believe
And
that
I
was
was
because it was
like-
a German car, right?
Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what you guys like to listen to. Like, I don't know how to use this car." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "Yeah, it's a German car. I don't know." And I'm like, immediately, because I didn't pay attention when we first got in. And I'm like, "Is this a Saab? Like, is Saab German?" Because I know Saabs are known for like being kind of funky inside, because the people
Do they
used to
still even
design
make Saabs?
airplanes. So like it looks like a fucking cockpit, whatever. They're just fucking shitty cars. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, he was the creepiest fucking dude ever. And then the guy that picked us up a different time, I forget where we're going. It might have been going to the racetrack.
Well,
to the racetrack.
either way,
it
when
reaked of fucking cigarettes. Like
Well, I
the
was gonna say,
dude, the
the,
dude was wicked fucking creepy.
when we went to the bourbon room, I guess the other car had a creepy Uber driver too.
Yeah.
I forget what they were saying, but yeah, they said he was a creep as well.
Yeah. So it's all fucking creeps that drive Ubers in Saratoga. So, and I said to you, and then when we got out, I said to the rest of the group, I was like, dude, if we were like 10 years younger and women, like we would have been dead. Like our Uber driver would have fucking abducted us and murdered us.
I think that's accurate.
But luckily we're 30-year-old males. So we're
Pieces
safe.
of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And total pieces of shit. So
Provide no value.
I was like, this. No. Like I was just blown away that every single Uber I was in was fucking a creepy driver. Not like, oh, you're exaggerating a little bit. Like, no. Like it's like uncomfortable, like to the point of being uncomfortable.
Me, you and Jones had one good one, but you just don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one. So
yeah,
figures the one good one we had, I don't even remember.
You were the fucking weirdo on that one.
Yeah. I love my dog. Yeah, I have no recollection on that at all. But that was the first night where I got way too fucking hammered. And then I threw up everywhere. Well, not everywhere. I threw up in the bathroom, but yep. It's good times.
Have a day.
Yeah. Hey. And then the last little piece about that before we move on to anything else is it was like a fucking Medford High reunion. So that somehow, for some reason, that we knew that in Saratoga. Well,
just just the three of them, or
well, there was more people than I had anticipated to be there. Like I thought
it was what, the group of four of them?
I truthfully don't even know, but it was like Newell and Sartanowitz and then like his little brother.
Yeah, so it was like the four of them. Who else was there?
But it was like Billy and Sonia and Chris Green and
I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't know who these
there's like are. There was so many other fucking people that were there, and I was like, this is insane. And I guess there were other people coming that showed up that it was like whatever. Like they're fine. Like we hung out with them Thursday night and it was all fine. Like we had fun. But I think I said to you guys on the Friday, like I'm not going to go somewhere like just to meet up and hang out with them. Like I want to just kind of hang and have a good time. You know what I mean? Like they're not the attraction to me. Like if they are where we go, fine. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like
we're
upset
gonna
about
do
it.
what we want to do.
Right. I'm gonna do what we like. We're gonna do what we want to do. We're not just gonna go purposely like follow them wherever they go. So yeah. Medford High football class of 06 was strong representation in Saratoga, New York last weekend.
That was the winningest class, wasn't it? 2 games.
Well, while you were in high school, yeah.
Yeah,
My senior year was technically the winningest season that we had in like 15 years.
Yeah, because you guys started playing like the School for the Blind and Malden Charter or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Well, that was before we dropped divisions. But we played mostly the same schools we had played before. It's just that the GBL got broken up. So like I don't think we played.
I remember the year, I don't know if it was your team, but there was there was a game against Newton South one time. And I go, how the fuck is Medford High playing?
They were
Newton
regular. They were regular
South?
on our schedule.
Like that's what I was sitting at, but I was sitting there. I'm like, how the fuck is Medford High playing Newton South?
Yeah. We like played them 3 out of my 4 years in high school. We played them my sophomore, junior, senior year.
They lost to Newton South my senior year.
Yeah. We got absolutely annihilated by Newton South your senior year.
Gross.
Yep. We almost beat them my junior year. And then I think we did beat them my senior year.
Yeah.
Because my senior year, Newton South was the game that Tony Lewis, we thought he fucking died. He got like such a bad concussion that they had to fucking put him on a neck board and like unscrew his face mask from his helmet. Like they couldn't take his helmet off. Like it was, they drove the ambulance on the field. Like it was bad. But we beat them. Yeah. I think we replaced them, or we replaced Austin Prep with them because we used to play Austin Prep and we would just get absolutely fucking butt fucked.
Well, so it's funny. It's like I'm sitting here, like, I don't remember any of this. It's like I didn't play football. What the fuck do I know?
Yeah,
I didn't even go. We
played games. A lot of really goofy teams. We played Bishop Fenwick. Because back then,
are you sure this wasn't all like your junior senior year, like when the division dropped?
No, it was.
I thought we still had the real GBL through 08.
Well, define the real GBL, because the original GBL broke up in like 06. That's when it had like Arlington, Winchester, Peabody. My freshman year of high school, that began in 2006, so like the 06-07 school year, was the last time like the real original GBL existed, because after that season, like I said, Peabody left, Winchester left, Arlington left. They all, and then it was like Medford, Malden, Cambridge, Somerville, Everett. Who else?
I think that was it.
Yeah.
I remember when it I remember when it dropped to like 5 teams.
Yeah. I think that was my sophomore year. So that would have been your senior year.
I remember, because I also, the thing is, that thing that's hard is I have to remember hockey, because I remember playing Everett, Cambridge, Somerville, Malden, Waltham, Arlington, Peabody. Revere left early, but we still played them.
Revere, that was the other team.
They left like very early.
So that was, I think there were 10 teams.
I thought
there were originally 10 teams in the GBL. So it was the ones I just said, whatever, Medford, Malden, Cambridge, Somerville, Everett. But then it was Revere, Peabody, Winchester, Arlington, and I forget who the 10th one was. Not Melrose. Wakefield? I don't know. I have no idea. But like I said, the original GBL had 10 teams in it. And it only existed my freshman year, because I remember playing all of those games my freshman year.
I wonder if I can Oh, gross. It's so gross now. So the
Oh yeah, I
current,
think they're D2 or like
so the
D3.
well, I wouldn't. The division doesn't matter because even when you guys dropped to D3, like I remember that.
That was after I graduated.
Oh, it was after you graduate. I thought it was again.
Yeah,
My
no,
so my time
we were still D1.
my timeline sucks. Um, but it was like, oh, Medford drops to Division 3, but still has Everett on the schedule. It's like, how?
Yeah.
Like Everett's gonna play in the Division 1 Super Bowl against a Division 3 team, and it's cool. Like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
For yeah, so right now it's Chelsea, Everett, Lynn Classical, Lynn English, Malden, Medford, Revere, Somerville. So no Cambridge.
Reading. That was the 10th team.
Did we used to play Reading? I don't remember.
Reading was the 10th team in the GBL.
How'd you find that out?
I went on Max Preps and I looked at the Medford football 2006 schedule. So that year we played Winchester, Reading, Waltham, Cambridge, Somerville, BC High, Malden Catholic, Peabody, Everett, Arlington, and Malden.
Okay,
so we,
yeah, because
we
I was
only
saying
had two. We had two non-conference games that year.
because
BC
I was
High
gonna say like not two split hairs because I was trying to figure out who actually was in the GBL. Like I know Winchester wasn't. They've never been.
So they weren't. It was Waltham.
Yeah, it was middle. Because they were always the Middlesex League. I go, how the fuck does it make any goddamn sense?
Yeah.
That
So then the other five would have been Reading, Waltham, Peabody, Arlington, and Winchester. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Winchester was Middlesex, doesn't matter. But because Winchester used to play Woburn, Burlington, they used to play them.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we used to play Winchester all the time.
In what sports?
Football.
Winchester?
Yeah. We played them in 06.
In regular season?
Yeah, we played them in 06. So they were the first game
because we never played them in hockey.
Well, hockey might have been a little different. They might have had different leagues.
It's still the same league, though. We would play the same league games.
Yeah. Oh, Revere. Replace Winchester with Revere. So in the early days, we opened up the season with a game against the Middlesex League. So in 2004, we played Woburn.
Yeah.
In week 1. Yeah, and then 2005 and 2006, we played Winchester in week 1.
So you did play Winchester, but I knew they weren't part of the league.
Yeah.
Because I never understood why we didn't play them in hockey.
Because I remember this was fucking stupid.
Their fucking rink was in Medford.
We did the Winchester. We did like the fucking preseason thing with Winchester. And then we would play them in week 1. Like we did the joint practices, like this stupid bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Because I always thought it was fucking retarded that Winchester played hockey in Medford and we did not play them.
Yeah.
Because they played up at Flynn.
Right.
I'm like, I'm like, in what world does this make any fucking sense? Like, and like growing up, hockey's always been stupid because like you play like league and the leagues have ranks, whatever. So it's like Medford versus Somerville playing in Lawrence. It's like awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we got Malden this week. Oh, where are you guys playing? What was the Merrimack? Like, cool. We couldn't do this closer.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the Valley League only has ranks up in the Merrimack Valley. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Why the fuck are we in this league?
That's pretty awesome.
Yep, the Valley Forum. Lawrence. Right off. I think it's right off 195 somewhere. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, the fucking football schedules are fucked up now. Like they don't make any sense.
No, because it's like, why would each year, why the fuck would ever want to continue to play these teams?
Yeah.
When they could play real teams.
Right.
And like, even so, like when we had a kid at Xaverian, we went to the Everett at Xaverian game. Like that did not happen when we were in high school.
Yeah. Or like
And now like CM is good at football and sucks at hockey. It's like, when the fuck did that happen? Obviously within the last 16 years, but
They also only play 8 games in a season now. We used to play 11.
That's because the playoff situation is a joke.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because so that's what I mean. So back in the day, like when we were in high school, we played 11 games in a season, and we played like mostly league games because the GBL was an actual league back then.
Yeah,
but
now
then,
they play 8. They play playoffs and try to get it done before Thanksgiving, all games except the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, so apparently the GBL broke up after your senior year, because I'm looking at the 07.
Told you this. I knew this.
the 07 schedule. We played Waltham and Arlington, and they're both listed as in league.
Yeah.
So then if I go to 08, we didn't play Waltham. We didn't play either of those teams.
Yeah.
So then, my junior and senior year,
things got weird.
We were it was a smaller GBL, but we were still D1 GBL. I don't think they left. I don't think the GBL got disbanded until like 2015.
I think I saw 17 on Wikipedia, but this doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
fucking stupid anyway. Because it's like it was so dumb, because in the GBL in football, Medford loses every game, and then in the GBL in hockey, they fucking run the table. It's like,
right.
Is there any sport where we can maybe be competitive? Like, can there be any level of parity at all?
Softball.
Dude, I don't even know if that was the case. Soccer, maybe soccer. I don't know. Someone would have to tell me, but
yeah. Well, I think Medford used to run the table in soccer, at least when we were in high school.
Well, we had
a lot of illegals.
Yeah. So does Somerville and Cambridge and Everett.
Yeah.
So that's
ours
why
we're actually talented. Like Medford went far for soccer for like 3 or 4 years in a row. The one year, this was actually really funny. The one year they didn't make it past, I think, like the semifinals and the playoffs or whatever, was my senior year, which was really funny. And it was a really interesting dynamic being in the school when the football team was good and the soccer team was bad. Because it was like, whoa, this is strange. Like, people actually care about us and no one's talking about soccer. Because forever, like, the soccer team was just nasty. They won
in 03. I know that.
Yeah. Like, they were just always so fucking good. So, yeah. All right. Well, you want to start wrapping this bitch up?
Yeah. Let me gotta pull up the docs.
Pull up the guy.
I think I know something that was pissing me off lately. All right.
Oh yeah.
So I believe this to be the case, but is ham and cheese anything? And I mean anything. And it's got to be, and I mean ham and cheese. Oh, also, when we did play Eagle Crest, I shot 3 under, first under par round. I don't think I mentioned that.
Yeah.
So credit to myself for shooting 69. Is there any sandwich, or it's not even just sandwich, is there anything more overrated than just straight up ham and cheese anything? I'm thinking ham and cheese omelet, ham and cheese calzone, ham and cheese pizza. I guess that could be. Yeah. You could just have a ham pizza.
Yeah.
Ham and cheese sandwiches, wraps, anything. Is there anything more overrated than ham and cheese? Now, part of my logic here is like a turkey and cheese anything. Like, turkey sucks. I think we know that.
Yes.
So if you get turkey, there's an inherent expectation that it's really not going to be anything special. Now, turkey club, no mayo, I could maybe get down with that. A little bit of bacon, fine.
Yeah.
But like, if you're going to get turkey, your levels are low.
Yeah.
But like a ham and cheese anything, it's got to be so useless.
Yeah.
Because not only is ham not that much inherently better for you, I know it's kind of lean, but like ham isn't necessarily like healthier for you than any other substitution. I mean, fucking anything, like
right.
anything. So, like, it would be like if you were gonna offer me an omelet, and I mean like don't offer me something fucking stupid. I think ham and cheese could be the worst one you could offer me. Because if I was going to eat an omelet or a scramble, well, bacon, sausage. I mean, any type of sausage. Because I was going to say, oh, kielbasa, that is sausage.
Ground beef.
Pancetta, anything would be better than ham and cheese.
Yep.
And then anything that is ham and cheese is the worst version of the ham and cheese. So introduce the Cuban sandwich, which is ham, pork, cheese, and I think pickles and mustard or something.
Yeah.
So you could argue, oh, that's a type of ham and cheese. Yeah, well, it's fucking significantly better than the other one.
It's way better.
Ham and cheese calzone, awful. I would give me an Italian or just substitute the fucking ham for fucking anything. Right. I'd rather eat a bacon and cheese calzone, as fucking weird as that would be.
Yeah, same.
Just get rid of ham. Get rid of it.
The only instance where the ham and cheese combination I think is good, and I'll throw an asterisk in here because it's not solely ham and cheese, is a chicken cordon bleu, which is chicken stuffed with ham and cheese, and it's usually breaded. So those are okay. Still not the best thing. I never sit down at the end of the day and be like, wow, I could really go for chicken cordon bleu. But if someone makes it for me, I'll be like, all right, yeah, it's not that bad. It's a ham and cheese, but it's not just ham and cheese. You know what I mean? It's breaded, it's in chicken, it's a stuffed chicken breast, essentially.
Yeah, so I guess that would fit more like the Cuban situation, though. Yeah. Because it's not just a ham and cheese flavored whatever.
Right.
It's like a Hawaiian pizza is not a ham and cheese pizza. It's a Hawaiian pizza.
Right.
So it's ham and cheese are not necessarily bad things.
Right.
But when choosing the option of food, I think ham and cheese is probably 9 times out of 10 the worst combination of whatever you could do that with. Again, pizza, sandwich, calzone, omelet.
Right.
I don't know what else you would do.
And in the along the same ilk, if you will, the Monte Cristo, which is like a breakfast thing, but it's French. It's French toast. It's essentially stuffed French toast. It's
is that what it is?
Basically,
or is it like piece of French toast,
ham and cheese, and then French toast,
and then you grill it in the pan or something? I don't know. I've never got one.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, why would I want that? A French toast ham and cheese?
Yeah. But again, some people enjoy it, but it's fine. I've had them before. I think when they're done correctly, I think they're enjoyable.
That's fine. So that seems weird to me. Because I think French toast, I'm thinking sweet and whatever.
It doesn't have to be.
No,
some people put maple syrup on it, but other people don't.
On the sandwich?
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Dude, there's people that are fucking serial killers that exist. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
But I guess
in particular, I haven't had one in years, to be honest. But I have had them before.
I don't know where I would put a Monte Cristo because it's I guess that might stand alone too, because there's no such thing as a bacon Monte Cristo, is there?
I don't think so.
No, because it's just its own thing, like a chicken cordon bleu or a
Cuban. Yeah. Because if you want to get technical, you could throw in the other category a Reuben, because isn't pastrami just ham? It's cured ham.
No, pastrami is brisket. It's brisket, corned beef, and pastrami all come from the same cut. It's how it's cured.
Okay.
And prepared, I believe.
All right.
Because I believe
prosciutto is cured ham. That's what it is.
Prosciutto is cured ham.
Yeah. I knew there was something that was a higher level of ham.
Yes, it's also a different ham.
Yeah.
I'm also talking like standard ham, because if you have like Serrano ham or prosciutto or whatever, also up, but I don't want like a prosciutto and provolone sandwich alone. Like it needs some more. Like
Yeah.
but yeah, like some of those other, but like so if it's prosciutto, like that's a little different. I'm talking standard ham,
Right.
like Black Forest.
Yep. Virginia.
Yeah. A nice honey ham on white.
Yeah. Break out the Wonder Bread and the fucking yellow mustard. Yeah. All right. I was gonna do the whole student loan thing, but that's gonna take way too long. So I'm gonna pivot with my final thought. And I'm gonna say that the PGA Tour has turned around and made some significant changes to its game. And I saw this one tweet the other day that was the meme that goes around, and it's Thanos, and it said like, it's the, did you achieve what you wanted? And he says yes. And then it's Gamora as a child, and it said, what did it cost?
Everything.
And then it's Thanos that says everything. It was that, but it said Phil Mickelson and like the LIV Tour, whatever, and the PGA. And it was like, did you achieve what you wanted? And it was yes. And then it's what did it cost? And it's just Phil like sad. So it's, the PGA Tour has made some significant changes to its game. It announced that it's going to have 15 or 20 events that are increased purses. It's going to not require, I don't think, but it's going to have all of the top guys.
I think it's a requirement.
Okay, so it's a requirement for what, the top 40 or top 30, whatever.
I don't know what the entrance requirements are, like who's going to play.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things, like if you're whatever level you're playing, like you play 15 events a year. So you got 4 majors, 8,
the players.
Yeah, it's like 4 majors, the players,
the Memorial, maybe
one other event, 8. 4 majors. Oh no, so it's the 4 majors and the players. That's 5. 8 of these like high level events, and then 2 other additional events. You pick whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah.
And so you play 15, and the purses are crazy, and
so whatever. The purses are super high. They've also changed their structure for regular season events. Missed cuts, now you're going to get $5,000. So currently, as it stands, if you miss a cut in the PGA, you get nothing.
And you
actually lose money. You actually lose money because you have to pay to get there and to stay there.
Pay your caddy.
Right. So right now in the PGA, you miss a cut, you get nothing. If you miss a cut after these changes, you at least get $5,000. That's theoretically supposed to cover your travel. And they also, I didn't read too much into it, but they're starting a stipend program.
Not a stipend. You have a minimum earnings. So you are guaranteed $500,000 a year.
Okay.
Now, what you earn goes against that.
Right.
And if you don't earn up to your 500, they will pay you the difference.
Right.
So now if you get your tour card, you're getting $500,000, whether you earn it or not.
Right.
Now, if you don't earn your $500,000, you're probably going to the Corn Ferry. So you probably want to go ahead and earn that.
Right.
But, between your miscut and your $500,000, it doesn't do a ton, but like it starts to kind of cut into all those expenses, because it's about $300,000 a year to play. Right. So if you're like if you spend 300 and you're guaranteed 500, at least you made 200,000, even if you had a shitty year.
Right. Right.
So
yeah, so it does help those guys that are kicking around the bottom, you know.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm actually surprised that all of this came out. I'm also surprised that they can keep their nonprofit status and do these things. That didn't seem like it was possible.
I saw the rumors that they were kicking around relinquishing their nonprofit status so then they could receive more money from sponsors.
Yeah. So for all of my gripes about the PGA Tour and for my pro choice,
yeah.
It's not really like the reason why I didn't hate LIV right away was because the PGA Tour dicks their players around, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And like we'd have to go back and I'd have to whatever. My main gripes with the PGA Tour, I don't know, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, like almost all of them got addressed.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be very interesting because again, I really want to see what the structure is. But now they actually did the players and the fans a solid. So now if I tune in to watch the fucking Arnold Palmer,
right,
chances are I'm going to see good players.
Right. Right.
And
or the Honda is going to
have
good players.
And if I want to watch
now the Barracuda is probably still going to suck.
It's going to be awful. But like if I want to watch those events, I know no one's playing.
Right.
But if I want to watch a good event, I know good players are playing. So like for a fan perspective, they did the fans a solid.
Yeah.
They also built in so obviously those top guys will be fine, but there is a little bit of relegation involved. You don't play well, you don't get into those good events anymore. So you got to play just good enough to stay up there.
Right.
And whatever. So
they expanded the PIP program too. It's not going to be the top 10. It's going to be the top 20.
I could give a flying fuck less about that.
Yeah. Cause those guys are already
they're already
the best of the best.
So I think the two things that didn't get addressed, that I still think is fucking chicken shit from the PGA Tour is the fact that they are a nonprofit. That is fucking comical still.
Right.
They profit more than they donate to charity. So,
for sure.
On a tax return. So
yeah,
you can pull that up. That actually,
it's
public knowledge.
That's a fact. Yeah. We looked at that before, I think.
Yeah. I forget what year it was, but whatever year tax return is public.
Yeah.
They profited more than they donated to charity as a nonprofit. So,
right.
That shit still pisses me off, but I care a little bit less now because they are doing right by their members. Right. Whereas before I felt as though they weren't doing right by their members. Now they are. So now I care a little bit less about the nonprofit status.
Right. Like if you're going to do bullshit stuff and still take care of your members, it's whatever.
And now,
but if you're going to do bullshit stuff and not take care of your members, you're just a piece of shit.
And so that was one of my things was they shouldn't be you shouldn't blackball the players if you're going to call them independent contractors. And it's well, now they're not really independent contractors. It's going to be like that in title.
Right. Right.
But there is a minimum to make and you're covering miscut expenses. I'm good with that. I actually really am.
Yeah.
The only other thing I don't like is players don't have their own media rights. So if, one of them wants to have a YouTube channel, they can't do it. If one of them wants to post, or I guess they could have a YouTube channel, but it just can't be at a PGA Tour event.
Yeah.
So you're going to ask these guys to play all these events and then, no, you can do whatever you want media wise, but why the fuck, if someone holes out from the fairway, why can't they post that on their own social media that untethered to the PGA Tour? I still think that's bullshit, but what do I really care about that? I don't really care.
Yeah. Same.
That's just a minor annoyance.
Yeah. So I would be on the same page as you that the gripes that are left really aren't that big a deal anymore.
They're almost
they've handled the big problems.
Yeah.
And they haven't handled the little problems.
There's
they're little problems. So
there's a lot of bullshit nonprofits out there. There really are.
The NFL?
They gave theirs up a little while back.
Because making $10 billion a year.
Yeah, no, they
kind of gets
they
hard to hide behind a nonprofit status.
They gave theirs up a while ago.
Yeah.
So no, there's a lot of bullshit nonprofits and whatever. So it's like, trust me, the PGA Tour is not the only one doing what they're doing. But if you're gonna dick your people around too, that's a problem to me.
Right.
And again, now it's like, okay, well, again, like the media rights, it's like, how much more? Like, first of all, how much more are you gonna make with media rights? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, how much more money do you think you're gonna make, or whatever? And it's like, show up to our tournaments that are now bolstered, ball out, you'll make plenty of endorsement money, because that's all it would do is endorsement money.
Right.
They're not going to make any more. What they're going to get fucking YouTube views.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got 1 million views at fucking 0.05 cents per click. Like, oh, wow, an extra $200 this month. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, that is it. That's gonna do it for us. I got golf to play soon. I think I have a 2:40 tee time. So I'll do that, and then I'll be by. I'm just gonna play 9.
I'm gonna get started on the smoker.
I'm playing 9, and then I'll come back, shower, and then I'll head up your way. So thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget, give us a thumbs up, like, rate, review, subscribe, tell everybody you know about the show, share the word, spread the word, share the love, all that, whatever I'm trying to say. If you're an audio only guy, don't forget to subscribe over there too. Also tell everybody you know, leave us a review. If you're on Spotify or iTunes, you can do that now. You can do the reviews. 5 stars would be, the minimum. And then you can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. The Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. Shout out to mybookie.com. Use the promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up to double your first deposit up to $1,000. Thank you to grillyourassoff.com. Use the same promo code SarcasmPod to save 10% off your order every single time you check out over there. And I think that's all of it. So until next time, good night, everyone.